Okay, folks, we're going to start our first blind racing the blind. So, a buddy and I were playing Mega Man X, racing it. Neither of us are speedrunners, and neither of us have really even tried to play this game as fast as possible. But we both love it and have played it a lot. So, I'm on the left, and my friend is on the right. We have two carts. One is the English and one is the Japanese. I tend to be a little bit fast at the game and I've played it more. So I gave him the Japanese copy. So he does have a slight handicap in that. We're just getting our settings ready, getting everything ready to go, trying to time it up, and we'll begin the race in a moment. All right, so we not quite in sync, but a little pretty close. Getting used to controls. I had actually changed my controls, so I wasn't sure whether it would work or not. It's really difficult because over all this time, your muscle memory gets to a point where it's pretty ingrained, and without that muscle memory, um, it made it a little bit tougher, and it definitely caused me some problems in this race. But as you can see, we're both keeping pace pretty similarly. Uh, I have done some research for the speed run, and I am learning how to speed run this game a little bit, but my mashing is not that good, so I'm not able to jump through the bees and take the hits and not die like any half decent speedrunner is. And that's really the reason we're calling this blind racing the blind, because neither he nor I really know what we're doing here. We're both learning, and we will be doing this for some other games as well, not just Mega Man X, but trying to figure out what what games we should actually run. I missed a slope jump back there. It's the only slope jump I think in this area, uh, and he doesn't know about the lag delay by jumping on the edges of the falling bricks. So we both had a couple optimizations there. I'm taking intentional damage, trying to get my health low enough so that Vile will just capture me, and yeah, that's where I take the damage there. Try not to get hit because then I will die, which would obviously be slow. We finish up pretty close. His ship has a little farther to go, so it's not too bad. Kind of evens us up. He has to take a hit from Vile in order to get captured, get loaded up on HP to get captured. You're going to see the major difference here between the English and the Japanese. We're almost perfectly synced too, so it's kind of cool. And here we go for the Japanese text. It's so much faster. It's so much faster. I'm still reading. Still reading. He's going to be in Chill Penguin before I'm out. Yep. Yep, he is. I got distracted here for a second and missed my input for selecting Chill Penguin's stage. If you've ever watched a speed run, I mean, obviously these are sloppy, but that's sort of the fun of it. Is, hey, how good can a bad person be, right? You can see here, like I've got some experience with this stuff. I mean, I say that as taking a lot of damage, but I've got some experience with this stuff, so I kind of know where I can jump and take hits and how to navigate around here. I think I do. Yeah, I do get the slope jump there. He does not know about slope jumping. Neither of us is able to do any of the fast strats, the turnarounds here that speedrunners will normally do. I guess I go back and do that one, but I had not practiced it, was not confident enough to do it cold. Again, sort of get close to evening up, and then the Japanese text here just takes it away really easily. Really is remarkable how much faster that text is, but if you want to see a side-by-side comparison between what it can be and what it is, it's pretty remarkable. Ooh, he almost took a death there. Those little guys are a real pain. They can be a real problem. I almost take a death there by just acting like a complete moron. But whatever. Yeah, I changed my control scheme there, so when I tried to dash, I missed the input. And I was using this for I was using controllers that I hadn't refurbed yet. So I do know that both of us had a little bit of trouble here with, these were not the best controllers, and definitely not the best for speedrunning. So he's already the boss, and we're going in at Chill Penguin. It's nice. I made enough mistakes that getting a little health here was kind of nice. As I remember, he has a pretty clean fight. He doesn't know the super fast strats, and I told him about dash lemons and a couple things like that, but for the most part, he doesn't know too much about that. Now, every time I've speedrun this game, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but every time I've speedrun this game, I've died to Chill Penguin, and I've never died to Chill Penguin before I started speedrunning, and or trying to speedrun, and I just get destroyed by him all the time. And I think I played it a little bit safe here, and yeah, I played it a little bit safe there. It took a little bit slow, but he definitely had the better fight there, just cleaner, at least in my opinion. I think we both go to Storm Eagle. Can't remember. Yeah, we do both go to Storm Eagle. I've since gotten better at going to Boomer Quanger second, but I'm just not. I'm not good at the iceless jump. I don't know what I was doing there. That was just looking like a chucklehead. But it did look like a chucklehead very, very efficiently. And then, almost do it again. Again, trying to go too fast and trying to extend beyond what I'm really particularly good at. Gotten better at this since, but this being the... And then I hit dash there, and it just didn't. I did change the pads on that controller later and played this again and had a lot less trouble on it. The buttons, the shoulder buttons, and the other main buttons were a little bit. The pads were worn, and the contacts were a little corroded. And he just takes one for the team on the ledges there, on the platforms. We are doing 100%, by the way, because why would you not want to get the Hadoken? Although, actually, I think at a certain point here, I can't remember, this is, yeah, I won't spoil that, but I think we do actually change. The sort of gentleman's agreement is we go 100%, but if you're if you're just so far behind that the only way you can beat your opponent is to just skip something, then you just skip something. Oh man, he's having trouble with those platforms, isn't he? Normally he doesn't have that, but yeah, I know about the ice trick there, and use it to my advantage. Took me a little second to set it up. I wasn't quite sure how far away you could dash. A lot of this he and I had talked about beforehand that we were going to try and do this. So I looked up some just basic speedrunning strats so we could at least do that. And we're both sitting here. I try more of them, and he just sort of accepts what he's going to get a little bit more. So it's kind of a nice comparison. You can see a little bit through this mockery of a race that you can see what even failed speedrunning strats are, where they're good and where they're bad. Like it still saves time, even if you fail them. I actually was trying not to pick up that health, but I think it ended up being better. Yeah, he takes my advice there and just uses the ice shot to take out those things. Basically, if you dash, you can shoot into those canisters, and all of the shrapnel from it will hit. For Storm Eagle, I'm here doing mostly dash lemons. When he's up top like that, it's easy to hit him with a full charge shot and you have time, but when he's low like that, then since you can't hit him with a dash lemon, it's just a lot easier to charge up. I don't know, I know that you're supposed to do a dash. Nice simul hit there, and he finally clears the all that stuff and gets to Storm Eagle as well. And saying something about, oh, that's rough. As I said, that's right there a case where he hit dash and the input just didn't take, which is really unfortunate. So part of the other reason that this is not really not really us doing a serious speed run, it's because not only are we not that practiced at it and sort of learning it, but also we're testing the hardware here. These are two Super Famicoms, and they are disassembled on a test bench that I made myself. And so they're sitting side by side on a test bench, and we are long playing them to see if they will function for the long run, and see if we can actually put them up on the store and sell them, and people not have any problem with them. So that's one of the things. I also have a lot of Super Famicom controllers. So we were working our way through the different controllers, seeing what worked, and there were definitely some. This was our first, and I'll post more after this as well. But there definitely were some here where we started, and then the controller was just so bad that we had to stop. For some reason, I've never had trouble with this, and then I started filming it, and I started getting nervous, and I cannot get this ice jump to save my life now. It's just one of those weird things. There we go. Got it that time. I wonder what the time save is for doing that versus just going all the way up and around. I mean, I have to assume that what I was doing there is still faster. I'll need to time that sometime just to test it, just to see. He's taking the low road here, which is a lot safer, and it's not that much slower, and he can get some of the dashes and some of the movement. I always get hit by that laser if it gets shot at me. I think he has trouble with this. Yeah, yeah. That's so rough when you miss that. He's not even gonna try for it, I don't think. He's just gonna come back. And by this point I've got a pretty substantial lead, except for the fact that I don't know why. I always end up taking some really stupid damage in this area. Always done that. Every time I played it, it's just one of those things that for some reason I like to take damage going through that section. At least here, even if you don't get even if you don't get the Buster upgrade, at least you can get all the other power ups. So all you have to do is come back and get the Buster upgrade. It's not great, but it's not that far into the stage. Yeah, that was a case of I hit dash and again it just didn't. So I play it safe here, and I just huddled in the corner and let him come to me. There's just no reason not to. Like this, taking a death here, I think would take longer anyway. So he's being a little meaner to the enemies and bullying them, whereas I just ran over them and got shot in the butt by one of them. So it's his choice there, probably the wiser. I think in that moment right there too, he had another problem where he hit dash and it didn't input. That's what that looks like to me, knowing his style of play. He's a good player. I mean, this is a mutual favorite, so that's right. I do go to Quanger. The Iceless strat I don't have down that much, but I'm trying to remember which wall to dash jump off of here. So that was having trouble with my control scheme. I remember that. I'm just being stubborn here. I know I've got a lead because we're sitting side by side and I can see where he is. Wasn't watching his screen, but when the two TVs are literally next to each other, it's really hard not to be able to see them. You're looking at both as you're sitting there. So my iceless strat, not great, but my strats with ice, pretty decent. They're fine. It takes me a couple tries. It's not like it's just once and I'm okay. I try to do the quick turtles here, where you just get up there and then jump over them, but I'm not that good at that. So, and here he is going back. Gets a pretty clean mammoth fight. Goes right back in just to get the Buster upgrade. I know there's the trick to sit there right on the right hand side and just wait. I don't know the spacing on it, so I haven't started to do that yet. As I said, it's pretty quick to get back to the Buster upgrade, but that jump is really frustrating sometimes. I don't know why. I'm always a little bit of a numb nuts on this section in Quanger's stage. So he gets a little bit of time back on the text, which is fair. He gets a little bit of time back by me being a complete idiot on this section and just like doing absolutely nothing there for quite some time. I finally just give up and okay, well, we'll just do this the easy way, because clearly the other way isn't working for me. Yeah, there we go. Still missed that cycle. Just bad. So he's going the more classic route of Quanger. Of Silver Armadillo. Armored Armadillo. It's a shop where I grew up that was called Silver Armadillo. It takes me a second to get used to this. I don't think I'd ever done it before. Maybe once. I knew I could. I must have done it like once. But this is definitely one of the first times I ever got this one first. Yeah, that's not bad. Iceful, definitely easier than Iceless. I need to learn Iceless. That's on the list. But so yeah, he's gonna go in more traditional boss order, and I'm gonna try and do a little bit more on the speedrunning boss order. Again, having trouble with dash inputs. They're just not being friendly. Every time I hit dash, it is about a 75-25 chance whether it actually dashes or not. Yeah, just one of those things. Ooh, goes down the pit in the dark. That's rough. I haven't seen that in a while. But definitely we were trying to play fast, and because we were trying to play fast, we definitely didn't. We cost ourselves a bunch of time and just tinkering. I've learned how to deal with Quanger a bit, but he is really rough. There's one run that I did where he just teleported pretty much, I think it was 5 minutes. He just teleported, and I don't know the timing on when he's visible. I think there's always a chance when he comes out of his teleport that he is vulnerable, but I don't know it. So I think he just takes me down here. Yeah, yeah. I take a death to the Quanger, which is really really frustrating. I guess he's gonna do the. Yeah, there's the charge. There's the full charge. He must have missed some of that because normally this guy takes one full charge tornado and then takes one or two other tornadoes. If you get a double hit, I think it is. Yeah, Quanger's not my friend. Not not in this, and not being able to dash jump consistently does not help that situation. So, you know, being in it, I don't trust myself to do it because it's not been working. And I started to get a little bit of a feel for when he reappears. But now, see, it looks like he reappears there, but it does look like there's a chance for him to um, be hit or should have been hit. And I don't know the spacing for him to. I mean, like right here. Yeah, okay, there we go. But I was just shooting steady and solid, and he wasn't taking any damage, so I'm not quite sure what that is. My friend here getting back to this spot, almost taking the same death, but mercifully not. Or another death in the pit, mercifully not. And now I'm a full stage ahead, which is, pretty rewarding. I don't think there's quite a full stage difference when it comes to the text, but Japanese sure does save a lot of time. So he's not as far behind as it may seem. Getting that boomerang. Still remapping the buttons and learning how to swap and use a new button set. I'm not as used to swapping between enemy weapons because of that change control set. So I'm not doing it. I know there's that guy there. I always get hit by him, and indeed, I still get hit by him. I think I get hit by this. No, okay. He has a real clean. He has a real clean Spark Mandrill fight. I said Armored Armadillo earlier, didn't I? Spark Mandrill. There we go. I know I'm gonna need this. I should have been charging it up the entire way. But oh, maybe it's 2 full charges in 1 regular. I guess that's it. I'm just wrong on that. That's fine. That's what it is. So he's going for the heart tank here. I don't know why he's worried about killing that guy, but I guess he feels E-tank, heart tanks later. So I guess he feels like he wants some vengeance. Speedrun strats, you don't get that E-tank the first time through, you get it the second time through, because you always have to come back here for the Hadoken. Now, I can't ever get the boomerang on this heart tank. I don't know why. It's just one of those things that I'm not very good at. And I have trouble. I understand the mechanics of the boomerang. So if you're moving up, it does too. And if you're moving down, it does too, I think. So whichever direction you're moving is the direction that the boomerang will go. So if you have upward momentum, the boomerang has upward momentum. If you have downward momentum, the boomerang has downward momentum. But he chooses to jump behind that guy and just wipe him out from the back. Perfectly respectable. Makes getting this hard tank really easy. So it almost takes the death of the spikes there. That would have been rough. I'm trying to do the double hits on Mandrill here, and that's again one of those things there where I end up not dash jumping off the wall, which is kind of rough, but it is what it is. Now, he doesn't know the quick strat for Arm and Armadillo, and he just takes one to the face there too. I think from here, once we get through, he's still gonna have to go to Quanger, but we should be taking a death to him. That's rough. That's rough. It's weird when you're playing it through normally and when you're just trying to speed run it, where you take deaths that you normally don't take deaths. It's kind of funny. I can't remember whether I do skip here or not. I guess I do grab it here. Him going back in and getting his revenge. I think he's got just enough spark. Yeah, he's got just enough spark, or a little bit extra, but he's got plenty. I was using this opportunity to practice my my mashing, but then I was like, wait a minute, we're in a race. I should actually speed up a little bit, but I decided to try and test that. The tornado is more effective than you think in a lot of ways. I'm trying to get to full health here because I didn't know at the time whether you need to be at full health every time you see the spot with the Hadoken or just when the Hadoken's going to spawn. And as it turns out, it's just when the Hadoken's going to spawn. So, and I take the far right there and slide on that wall because falling into that guy's face scares me. If you don't know, if you touch the front of him where he's got those arms that he's smashing everything, that's a one-hit kill. So yeah, I just didn't want to test that. I know you can despawn these birds too, but I'm not very confident with it, and I don't really know the setup to do it. So that's one of those things. He's at these underwater mini bosses, and well, they're not. Yeah, they're kind of mini bosses. I guess if you want to call them mini bosses, then there are 4 mini bosses in this stage. But so yeah, what you're supposed to do is come in there with a charge, shoot him to knock his armor off, charge and then take him down like this. And I don't have the timing down on that. So where he is right now, I think we'd all agree that this thing is one of the worst enemies in the game with those spikes. It's caused more deaths than I care to admit. I don't like using Tornado here like he is, because you need Tornado in a minute just to speed everything up. But I mean, I guess if you're going to get a full or a large tank, a large enemy energy tank, then or a special weapon tank, what are those things called? I'll have to look that up. But if you're going to get one of those, then it doesn't really matter. I do like using it here to take the turtles out. That's not that bad. And I like using it where he's using the fire right now. I like using the tornado to take that down. But that's just preference. He does get below it here and gets a fast fall, so that's nice. And he just wrecks this guy. Yeah, he just wrecks this guy. Again, I'm trying to preserve energy here, weapon energy, so I'm just using Yay Old Buster. My mashing isn't quite good enough to do that and have it be fast. It probably would have been, it might have even been faster to have just done that and gotten drop later. I get sucked up by every single one of these fish. Oh, I didn't think I was actually being serious there. I guess I do get sucked up by every one of these fish. I hate these fish. Yeah, no, wow. Well, that's disappointing. Makes pretty quick work of that one. Got to be a little careful here because rolling shield is a good way to kill these guys, but at the same time, it's also Launch Octopus's weakness, so you don't want to use too much of it. That's why I killed the first guy with the Buster and then killed the second guy with it, because I figured I would have enough. I hit the dash jump there too. Didn't see anything. Yeah, we both really had a lot of trouble with that. So there's a trick when you get to Launch Octopus that I finally found out watching a video on it, that he most of his projectiles, if you watch, they all come from like level or the bottom. So if you jump, you can basically just drop rolling shields on his head all day long, and that works. That works pretty well. He does a lot of spins. That sort of stinks, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I don't get the fast fall here, so he gets some time on me again. I should have been charging here, and I wasn't, so that's kind of a bad thing. Somehow, I always manage to take to kill this guy on the spikes, and I think I try and I just hit the wrong button. So those moments when you get a little nervous and you just do the wrong thing. He takes Quanger's stage next. I mean, it should be pretty easy for him. It should be really easy for him because he's got the weakness. He saves time by not trying to take the fast path there, but yeah, there's the quick kill on the mini boss. I did know about that. I take a fish to the face, and then I guess I'm in a fish's face there. I think I was hoping for a little bit of health here because getting a little bit nervous about my skill and what I'm doing, since normally I'm playing this casually, so I'm trying new things, and those new things can be kind of scary sometimes. But it's what it is. He takes the nice easy route here of just putting the shield on and riding it up, which is fine. You don't need the energy. I should probably well, yeah, I did have the charge, but I didn't have rolling shield, so moot point. So he gets the really easy climb here without having to worry about anything. Maybe that's why I'm not very good at that section, is because I always had rolling shield, and it makes it so trivial that you don't even have to worry about it. It's a thought. That would explain it. I mean, it doesn't help getting good at it, but it does explain being bad at it a little bit. I get completely lost here on where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do. So, yeah, it's disappointing. He's taking the more classic strategy here of go get Boomer Quanger's weapon and then come back and use the boomerang to get the heart there. Just decides to take all the damage and run through. If you've got the weakness, Quanger's so easy that really you're not going to take a death. I think that's what he's thinking, and I think he's right. I do know the armor's weakness now, and I did not before, so that is something that I wish I had known. And I'm sitting here trying to do dash lemons into his face and missing continually, which is, really frustrating. Meanwhile, is he gonna take it down? Oh, takes a death to the Quanger. That's rough. He's really not playing that well. I guess the boomerangs are the weakness for him, aren't they? I always, for some reason, I like the shock. And yeah, I use shock. I used a little bit too much ammo here. I think you need to reserve some for the boss, and I always mess up and stand on the capsule. Meanwhile, my buddy getting some of his own back on Quanger, so that's nice to see. It's good to see. He just wrecks him that time, which is I'm a much more accurate representation of his skill than the first time. And he's going in to his last stage. No, he's just going back in here. Yeah, because he still needs to do Chameleon too, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I get all of these, and then I think, is it, yeah, this one, yeah, it just doesn't dash jump that time, so every one of those fine, and then that last one, I remember that being a little bit frustrating. This is another one of those things that you would grab if you were going to, you'd grab with a boomerang if you were doing it in a speed run, and I just am not confident enough using the boomerang yet to do that and not cost time. Although realistically, since these are sort of silly anyway, it should probably be practicing the speedrun strats, and that way if I mess up, like there's nothing on the line. But I remember I think it was this controller playing this one, there was a problem with actually jumping out of the mechs, where it would just jump out of the mech, and yeah, it was really, really, really aggravating to me. So that's why I jump out of that so early. Missed the first shot, circle his noggin on that one, and I think get into the rhythm here. Can't remember whether at this point the rhythm's established. Don't have quite enough energy to kill him. I did use a little bit too much there on the armor, but just need one shot of the regular, so it's not too bad. Or one charge shot, and less than that if I miss. and then putts around, and yeah, there we go. That took way too long, and that was way too sloppy. And even more awkward because I'd used exactly one too many energy on that. Neither of us doing a very good job in any of these in getting to the center, but it is what it is. So I'm on the Sigma stages now. I've got to go get the Hadoken, and I've still got one heart container, and he's got to go back through and grab just the rest of the miscellaneous stuff here. He didn't know about the dash jump off the wall for getting the heart tank in here, and he could not get this because he didn't have the boomerang. So I'm going to get my last upgrade right now, taking a hit to the face from absolutely everything, just getting trashed. Thank goodness for the body upgrade. You hope you never have to say that. Oh, man, that's so rough. That's so rough. It's so frustrating when you're genuinely trying to do something and you can see it and it's just not doing what you're asking of it. But that's, if I had more skill, I could adjust for that too. But not having that skill is a problem. And again, like here, just getting trolled. But like, you know what? Forget this. I'm done with this. I'm tired of this. Let's just take care of these guys. Having trouble getting out of that mech. Keeps jumping out. That took about a minute too long, probably, and he's already here. I mean, just in the time that I was sitting there messing around with that, he's not having any trouble with that. So that was clearly just me being kind of a dunce. And now it's time to go back in here and get the last upgrade. I go for the extra life bat because I said I'm kind of scared about this. And I figured, why not? Let's farm some extra lives, and I know I'm ahead. I know I'm ahead by a pretty solid margin, and my figuring is that if I get into Sigma stages, and I don't have to stop, I can just go straight all the way to Sigma. And I've got full sub tanks. I don't have to fill them up. I'm not the best at Sigma, so I know I'm a little worried about that. I'm like, well, it's worth it to take the time here. Even though it's boring, I don't want to do it. I regret that extra life that I just dropped. I learned my lesson. Always grind your sub tanks before you grind the big bat. But, I just figured, let's just fill up the sub tanks and make sure that I don't do something ridiculously stupid, and if I do, then I've got the resources to make up for that. The wily boss, the spider, I'm not that good at. I've always had trouble with him. I've gotten better at him, but I've always had trouble with him. So I know that I'm probably going to need an E-tank on him. And yeah, this is the fastest way I know of to farm up E-tanks. My buddy just decides to go for the deep swim and go deep diving. Unfortunately, he didn't have the equipment for it. No, instead he takes death. That's unfortunate. You'd think Mega Man, being what he is, could deep dive, but I guess he just weighs too much. This grind is so long. I hate this grind. I look forward to the time when I have enough confidence to not do it. I mean, look at that. It's only 2 sub tanks. That's so horrible. It's such a feel bad. But, the easier thing to do this faster is be better. Here he is taking him down with the boomerang. I don't know how much of the boomerang he uses. He may just farm a. He may just farm an actual energy tank capsule. I mean a weapon tank capsule. We'll find out, won't we? As I said, the TVs we were playing on, racing on, were side by side for this, so we could see what was going on. But at the same time, you're watching your game, not your opponent's. So, and I was genuinely trying not to watch his, and he was genuinely trying not to watch mine. But so this is kind of the first time I'm getting to see how he ran this. And he took pretty much every one of those guys to the face, so that's the thing. I fired a full charge shot just that second too early. It was sad. Again, I'm trying not to take damage here because I don't know whether you have to be at full health every time or just for the time when you get that Hadouken, and I don't want to take the chance. So that's why you see me sitting here trying to keep my health all the way up. I'm searching for Sting Chameleon. I'm not familiar with the control scheme and sitting there just like a dunce, searching. That's what it is. Yeah, that guy drops health. Well, other than that, like, kind of unfortunate turn of events there, he makes pretty quick work of the stage. Sting Chameleon stage isn't that long anyway. It's a little frustrating, but it's not that long. My timing on this is a little bit better than his, I think. But as I said, I've got a little bit more practice in this game than he does. So that's why he got the Japanese cart, because it seemed only fair to give him the Japanese cart when I've got a little bit more experience. But that is no small time difference. I'm panicking. I'm not panicking, but upset here because I took damage, and again, don't remember whether you have to be at full health when you get into that or not. So I thought I'd really messed up there, or had potentially really messed up there. So it's frustrating. So I do know that trick for dashing off of there and being able to move a dash speed. So that's kind of nice. Getting a little bit better on the pattern there. You only need to see that. You don't need to grab it. And I realized that since I'm not gonna need it, I've got full sub tanks and all that good stuff, that I just take the death. I think there was a point here too where a bat actually gives me an extra life, or an enemy does. And I was like, oh, well, that's nice. The more lives, the better. I'm hoping I don't need them. I'm hoping I can get through everything else in one go. But all right. So there, I finally get the Hadouken. Finally get the Hadouken. So I'm in go mode. It's time to just go to the end. Get this game done. He's farming the lives here. I don't know whether he goes for sub tanks or not. He may not. Yeah, he goes for sub tanks. That's what it looks like. That's gotta be. That's the only reason you'd be in front of these bats. Because these, I mean, they're not hard, but they are kind of annoying. At the beginning here, he's getting better drops than I am. But I mean, still, he's not even started farming the Hadoken yet. Um, and I'm on to Sigma 1. Now, I do know the strat to jump up the mountainside there, but I did not want to take the risk for two reasons. One, I'm so far ahead. Oh man, took a death there. That's awful. That again looked like just a. That looked like it was just a dropped input, I think. But yeah, so I'm trying to get the dash jump here, and I miss it. So yeah, going up that mountainside, I do know the strat, but I don't know uh, if my dash jumps are going to work. And if I get on that mountainside and I get like two missed inputs, then I'm just going to take a death. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. So I figure I'm far enough ahead that like I know I'm ahead, and I'm ahead by a pretty wide margin. So why would I even try something like that? Something so relatively risky given the situation. That's one of those things that definitely knowing what's going on is helpful, and it's what it is. If I were actually trying to speed run the game, I would never make that decision. I would just take the chance and give it a shot and lose a run if that was the case. But yeah. I don't know what he's doing there. I guess he thought that that wasn't going to run out or something, or he wasn't worried about what was going on. I just took a bunch of hits in the face from Vile because I forgot to take damage to get myself low enough, but yeah, whatever. That's just part of the learning curve. I do know the trick about the Hadoken there, so you know that's that's pretty good. I don't know what actually breaks his bubble here. I don't think it's the birds. I guess it was just one of the guys throwing the one of the miners. But yep, that's right. Zero. You dead. You dead, son. I've never not had dash speed there. I don't know how I missed it. And this climb genuinely messes with me. At there again, like that's just that dash again. That's that dash. Those air dashes. I mean, those wall dashes are just not treating me very well here, and it's really frustrating. I think I still managed to get up here. No, I take a damage. I was hoping to get through here to with full health so I could use Hadoken, but obviously it didn't. I can't remember who I'm fighting, so I wait, and that's why I menu, because I know I can menu faster than anything else, and I still get hit. But Quanger's a joke with his weakness. Weakness may not be fast, but if you're racing and you have a lead, then you don't need to take the fastest strat necessarily. Like the risk is not worth the reward. He's got the Hadoken, so he's starting to catch up. If he can use the Hadoken effectively here, then he stands a pretty good chance of actually managing to catch back up, I think. I should have just used Sting Chameleon and fully charged it through here, but I forgot about that, and yeah, I've gotten better. I've gotten better at that. I've decided to farm here. I think to get full health. I think I remember Sting Chameleon now. Yeah, I do. Yeah, and he's gonna use much the same strats that I did. Just classic. Not worry about this stuff. Use the shield to prevent death, and then yeah. I can't believe it. I missed that. I missed that. I think I get hit here. No, but I do get a dash lemon in, which is nice. Yeah, I get hit there. And so I have a lot of trouble figuring out what that guy's. Oh, he just gave that one up. I mean, obviously he didn't mean to, but that's where you're falling. You lose track of where you are, and then there's just kind of no coming back from it. I hit a button there and swap weapons by accident. I didn't even know that guy could stop and drop the little spiderlings mid crawl, and it's just like he threw up a shield and just blocked everything that I did. So frustrating. I hate the spider boss. I hate the spider boss, but it's oh well. And he takes me way too long. So if my buddy can make up the time, I mean, I've lost and sacrificed a lot of time here. I still feel pretty good, but it still doesn't change the fact that I've lost a lot of time. He's not worried about taking damage there. I don't know if he actually, at the time, I don't know if he knew about the fact that Vile, just like his first form, needs you to be at a certain point or not. Yeah, I just decided to go the safe route. Use an E-Tank here because I don't need the E-Tanks until Sigma. I hadn't done too much of this, so I didn't know on Sigma. I didn't know how many E-Tanks I was going to need. I managed to sneak that shot in there. And he's halfway through Sigma 1 now? This guy would just stop dropping spiders. That would be nice. Ugh, that's so bad. There we go. I was thinking I might have to use a second E-Tank and feeling pretty bad about it. But still, that's so much time lost. If my buddy can get off a Hadoken on that and just take that, that's at least 30 seconds, probably. I mean, at least, probably more. But we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. It is what it is. Alright, so now he's into Vile proper, and he gets him with the Hadoken. Good. He didn't know the trick about just the one step away and hitting him off screen, or else he'd have saved a lot of time there, but, what are you going to do? I get hit by that bat. That's so infuriating, but I get paid back for it immediately. And this is Chill Penguin, right? Yeah. I have a lot of trouble landing Hadokens on Chill Penguin, so I don't. I just don't. So I kill him the old-fashioned way. At least with the upgraded Buster, you can shoot through there and give him a good old solid hit. I wonder if there's a way to get the upgraded Buster before you have to fight Penguin. Like if you can glitch through the wall or something like that, there's an out of bounds. Because that would be really cool. Just looking at that and being able to blow up all of the ice statues and hit him. I mean, it's not worth the time, but it would be kind of fun. My buddy overkilling Quanger there just for giggles. It's, I get in the robot because why not? Yeah, about that. I hate this climb too. This is one of those things you're supposed to do without damage, and I just don't. And I'm not good at it. But at least it's going up to Storm Eagle, and Storm Eagle's a pushover, no matter what way you look at it. So, I don't know if I've ever died to Storm Eagle. That would be embarrassing. I mean, I'm sure at some point when I played it, I did. He's not Hadokening and he doesn't have full health, so that's pretty good for me. I feel pretty good about that. Man, Storm Eagle goes down fast. Dash Lemons are so good against him. Just watching, I think the Dash Lemons are probably the most effective against Storm Eagle. But I'm sit here and again thinking about this, wanting Hadoken. Can't remember exactly what's coming up, so I figured this is a pretty good place to farm some health, unless of course you just lose all of it farming it. But yeah, I just figured, okay, let's just get our health back here. And you only had to kill that guy once, who's chucking around the chain ball, so it's not too bad. Well, that's a nice extra life. I think that was the extra life I was thinking about originally. And of course, it doesn't matter because this boss, you can Hadoken this boss. I'm really bad at it, so I don't. My buddy there makes pretty quick work of the spider compared to what I did. I just miss, but at least I get that. I get the triple on that one. Feel pretty good about that. Not too bad. I don't want to blow that up, but that was again another attempt at a dash jump that just didn't take, and that almost got me killed. I almost hit the spikes there, and that's happened before too. For sure, I died to those spikes. I know a lot of people are kind of scared about killing the nose and having to deal with the eyes in the cramped space, but I don't know, that fight's never really scared me very much. I disagree with his choice about using weakness on Chill Penguin because it creates too many frames of him doing nothing. And it basically, he does a lot more slides, I think. It just takes too long. It doesn't do enough damage. I'm trying to set up for the ice skip here, and I'm not very good at it. I'm not very practiced at it, so it's kind of a problem. But I keep getting just a little bit too high. Yeah, it lifts anyway, pushes me through. That's what I thought. I've gotten it a couple times, but definitely not consistently. So instead of going into this, with a full charge, whatever, it's fine. And then I shoot in the wrong direction. But yeah, I get one more charge shot in. He decides to troll me a little bit. That's fine. Not too bad. Ah, he gets in the robot too. We all just wanted to ride in the robot. Don't judge us. Don't need to judge here. I was thinking here that I had used one sub tank. So, yeah, I was just thinking about it. I was like, well, why am I doing this? There's a faster way in final Sigma stage, so there's just no need. There's just no need. I'm just wasting my time. I think he and I had a conversation while we were doing this run too about, not while we were doing this race, about Dash Lemons. So I think here he's starting to use Dash Lemons against Storm Eagle, and it's you know, that's fine. It's okay. It works. Meanwhile, I'm having trouble getting into a rhythm here. I don't know why I had such a trouble getting into a rhythm here. But sometimes Sting Chameleon does that to me. I just act like a complete dunce. He just needs one more shot. There we go. Okay. Ah, nice. Shot to the chest. Straight on. I hate those guys. But, you know, that doesn't do you any good, does it? Yep. I missed that shot. That's ridiculous. He gets up there with the right weapon and reasonably clean, so we'll see how his fight against this thing goes. Think I know he doesn't like to take out the nose, so I think that I gained some time on him there because I'm willing to take a couple of shots that he doesn't want to take. Oh, he uses a sub. Oh, okay, all right. So this was his sub tank usage. Oh, so close. You should be able to get the eye on this shot, right? Oh no, that's so sad. He almost died there. That was ugly. That was really, really close. For a moment there, I would have sworn he was going to. But not so much. I'm on a launch octopus. He's fine. Use his weakness on. You know, you just need it for Sigma anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Oh, the refights. I kind of like this more than the. Oh no, that's so rough. He just blocked it like that. Oh, I'll bet he was mad about that. At least he can get a little bit of his own back here. I see what he was trying to do there. Yeah. Oh well. So we end up basically in the refights not using the token at all. Which just wastes all the time for having gotten it. But you know what? Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that was a messy fight on Flame Mammoth for me, but those bats are just harassing him, aren't they? I shouldn't be sore because I'm in the lead, or yeah, I shouldn't laugh at him because I'm in the lead, but. I don't know. This boss, I used to really not like this boss, but I actually don't mind this boss anymore. I kind of like it actually. I kind of think it's sort of fun. Maybe that move's a little bit obnoxious, but and it's kind of obnoxious that I can't hit him. There we go. All right. Well, that took way too long, but it happened in the end. That's what matters. That's what matters. Oh, he's not going to get the weapon energy. That's kind of surprising. I would have thought he'd go for the weapon energy, but oh well. That's fine. That's his choice. You know, Spark Mandrill's just one of those bosses that he is kind of trolly sometimes. At least, I mean, obviously this is a lot slower than getting a Hadoken and getting him in one shot, but at least he's a complete pushover. So it may be bad, but it's not the worst. I refill sub tank, go up to White Sigma. I can't remember. I think at this point I had known how to fight the dog, but maybe not. We'll see here. Yeah, I did. I did not know how to do the fast Hadoken on Sigma first form though, so that is a problem. But at least I don't think no, I didn't. He may even hit me here. He always hits me. I don't know. I hate Sigma first form. I'd rather fight Sigma second form, even though I'm worse at it. I'd rather fight Sigma second form. My buddy taking the tentacles off with the boomerang. Kind of a rough start to this fight here, but you know, Sigma can always be a little bit trolly. That's just what he is. I need to learn how to sit there and dance on the side of the platforms a little bit better. Definitely ways to mitigate this fight and make it not nearly as bad. He does tend to kill me out of nowhere if I'm not careful. So yeah, 2 sub tanks, not the worst, not the worst. Take it, and that's my finish. So it's okay. I think it was around an hour and 15, which is way too long. But when you're literally just starting, don't know the strats and having trouble with it, my goal is to break an hour. But and now X needs to go home, get some rest. And my buddy's here. So he basically is like maybe of the basic enemies, maybe a stage and a quarter behind me. He just takes that one to the face. Ow. That's kind of rough. Is he going to take it to the face again? Yeah, he's going to just take it to the face again. Ow. But I mean, it doesn't matter here. Doesn't matter. He's going to take it all the way to the end. And now he's off to Sigma. Last stage. He's gonna do the same thing I did. He's gonna sit here and farm up a couple capsules of health and get his E-tanks back, because same as me, he doesn't really trust himself on that. He gets a couple extra lives, which is nice. Gives himself some leeway and some just to make sure that he doesn't get wrecked by Sigma. Sigma's second form really can just destroy you. Like, it really can be nasty. Really can be nasty. The farming here goes pretty fast, so it's not the worst. I wonder what the time is, what the average time is for farming those things versus farming the bats. Don't know. Should time that and find out. I think my climb might have been a little bit faster too. Let's see if he can beat it before my credits finish. Yeah, that dog. The first jump, as long as don't move during the first jump. Just stand there and wait. See if he gets hit by Sigma 1 here. Or if he just gets it with the Hadouken and gets it nice and clean. Okay, gets it, reasonably clean. All right. Final form. Here we go. Didn't have to finish it out, but he did. And realistically, I lost a lot of time there. I played really safe, but I think a lot of the difference here was just the difference between doing the speed strats and not. I wonder if he takes a death here. Okay, no. Yeah, that was starting to think maybe he should use an E-tank. Man, Sig was just not being friendly here. That's that's so rough. Does he use? Okay, gets him. Yep. And manages to clear it. So all in all, not too shabby. Not too shabby. So yeah, folks, that is The Blind Racing the Blind. Hopefully that makes sense now. So if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe, and join us next time. Thanks very much.